That's what it was that Papa said. He said that how he had taken a page from me and how he had found out he had done his research and how he had found out everything about me and and how he had carefully maneuvered around me and done this and done that. And I kind of interrupted him, I think, and I said, "You did? You found out everything, every little thing?" And he said, "What?" Or something like that. I wish I could remember the conversation, but anyway, and it's true. In many ways, he had me. Like he had fooled me. He had made sure that black people weren't on record, and he had done all these things, and it was almost weird because like he was for some strange reason he was trying to. I don't know. I mean, I didn't really understand it. Looking back on it, I mean, like I don't understand why he felt. I mean, because I was so good or whatever. Like there were many people though that tried to take me down, and but he was one of the more dangerous people, like Papa or whatever, some black guy. Um, and like I said, he was laughing because he he would have won. He could have won. In many ways, he did win. He did a lot of horrible, horrible, horrible things right underneath my nose, right in by my very own planet. All that stuff, you know. And I hadn't known it all. I mean, I knew someone like him would probably crop up. And like I say, the person that they were, they pretended to be just a normal drug dealer. And maybe even a good person or a somewhat good person. Like they had made sure to do good deeds. They had made sure to seem, just to throw me off. And they had found many of my people and tortured them and killed them or something. I say it was almost surreal in many ways. Like it was about 13 or 30 minutes long, my total involvement. And and he was telling me finally how they were long dead, and I didn't even know it, and that how there's no way to undo what he had done, that it was over, and he thought that time was finite, that time was paramount. Like I said, I had spent many, many years, trillions of years existing, and just being like like I say, I hadn't ever poked my head up. I hadn't really like Lucifer wasn't epic always. Like I wasn't always epic Lucifer Star. I was once just Lucifer Star, just like Tom or Brian Briley. You know, just just a normal name. Most people. I could have walked up to have someone and said, "Hi, I'm Lucifer Star," and people would be like, "Hi, nice to meet you, Lucifer Star." Just a normal name. And then things started happening. I had actually been in existence forever. I knew that, but I just existing basically. And then that day came, and like I said, I had just never used it. I had just never told anyone exactly everything about myself. I didn't really talk about myself. I actually, like I said, it was kind of a funny quirk of mine. Like I like to surprise people. To, I like people to be amazed or surprised about things. I thought that the world, the universe was too plain to see. You know, it was too easy for people to go, "Oh yes, of course, everything is plain to see." And so I like to give that little bit of mystery to existence, basically. So and I waited for others to find out about me. Anyway, so I guess Mr. Brown or whatever had gone to my different places and read all the books, talked to all the people, and had spent his life, I guess maybe. I was almost like, I'm almost flattered that you spent this much effort on little old me, or little me. Like, I even wouldn't regard myself. I mean, with the universe, I mean, the whole universe, hundreds of trillions of galaxies, I wouldn't consider myself particularly that important. I mean, it's a big universe. It's a really big universe, and there's a lot of life forms out there. I mean, even as Epic 12 inventor of 12 different life form types and maybe 700,000 life forms, I mean, that's just a little bit. I mean, even as spaceship or creator of starships, it was like just a few. I mean, in the grand scheme of forever, I mean, it's like, you know, I was still just, even 100 trillion years is still just a wee bit, nothing really serious. So that he had spent so much time to kill off my friends and kill off white people and torture women and do all this stuff and be this drug dealer and control and do all this stuff to find out that he had done all that just to get me. It's like, wow, really? And I was even like, so tell me about myself. What do you know? Yeah, I forget what he said. He was like, whatever, Yeah, because he had won. So, like I said, I had literally waited 100 trillion, I mean, I had literally waited probably a billion years for that moment to come. Because I knew somebody would. Because I had actually done too many great things. I had been, there was this moment somewhere back in time and space where I had started, I was just an inventor and just of this and just of that. And then like I had done a few things and then done a few more things. And then there was a few moments where I was like Lucifer Star, but still just like that much, you know. And then, so I knew they were going to come after me. So anyway, and then that moment came and then I was like, this big, I mean, it's like nothing really. I mean, not that. Even Lucifer, well, there probably won't be anyone like me. Like 100 trillion years, 800 galaxies. I was a little bit so, and well, anyway, and it's pretty amazing to think that thousands or millions of years or whatever amount of time had passed, and he had done all this stuff, and it's like, but time isn't finite and isn't definite. Like there are ways of of taking stuff back and just you know if I had been a human, if I had been normal, if I had just been another person, like later on, I would think about it and I would think, man, I feel sorry for. I mean, I don't know what I'd do if I was just a human. If I was just a normal person, like, whoo, like this guy was, it's like troops coming in and you're just a normal person. It's like I was Lucifer, past AI, past, inventor of 100,000 times of everything. And this guy was, you know, so like for him to affect me the amount that he did, it's like, man. So anyway, but yeah, I was like, well, there are ways. So anyway, and I had to go and phew, and it was a lot of money and a lot of time and it was like, and then I was worried that he would win anyway, that maybe I was wrong, maybe I couldn't stop him. So because I mean I hadn't spent that much time on him, so and he had spent his whole lifetime apparently going, traveling and going from place to place to see all these things, to see all these places, But you know, I was worried. I was building worldwide.